to another Maze Talk. So, today I thought we'd talk about Hogwarts Legacy. So I just downloaded this last week, and I've heard good things. I got it on the Switch, and it was on sale, so I was like, oh, I heard good things, I'll try it out. Seemed like a good game. So I did, and it is a really good game. So, I'm not that far in it, but I got some decent progress, and I'm pretty impressed with the gameplay itself and, like, basically the cinematics of it. Because I hear things, I'm like, oh yeah, it sounds like kind of like a typical game. Like other games where it's based off of movies and stuff. Well, they're not always really great. But I'm like, let's try this out. And it feels more advanced than a lot of games you might play. And actually, the funny thing is, before I downloaded it, I was playing Toontown. I don't know if any of you guys have played Toontown. But it was a game back in the day, and I used to, whenever I knew I would be home for like 30 days straight, like I wasn't going nowhere, I would download Toontown or get a free trial, and I would, because it was a 3-day free trial, and I would just play for 3 days straight, and I would get as far as I could. And let me tell you, I got pretty far. Like, I knew things about the game that you wouldn't think you'd be able to get to, but I just played. I don't really sleep. I don't want to do anything else. And so they have a new version that's Toontown rewritten. So some fans made it, and it's the same game, and a lot of people actually still play it. Like, there's probably around 1,000 or more people on there at a time. So you get some good interactions. You can still do all the tasks and stuff. And I was bored, and I was like, I want a good interactive game. So I was playing that. And then I was like, oh, I gotta leave the house, but I want to bring my Switch and play something because I'm antisocial and I don't like to interact with people. So I decided to do that, and I get to the place we're going, and I gotta bring my Switch. You gotta be connected to Wi-Fi, so that makes me a little upset, but whatever, connect to Wi-Fi. And I'm like, alright, like, cool, I'm going to Hogwarts. But then you don't go to Hogwarts, and you have this little introduction sequence, and then you do go to Hogwarts. And you can essentially choose which house that you go into, but the way I answered the questions, they wanted me to go into Slytherin, and I was like, I'll just go into Slytherin. But I'm, like, playing, like, kind of wafty between, like, I'm a hardcore Slytherin, and I'm also kind of nice. Wafty between those. But I compare this to Toontown in the sense of, like, in Toontown, you gotta do all these missions and collect these abilities so you can do more and more in the game. And Hogwarts Legacy is just like that. I feel like that's a weird comparison, but if you know, you know. And right now, like, I went into the Forbidden Forest. I'm actually in there right now. I'm trying to collect some maps. And I'm like, alright, like, I got some basic spells that we know, right? Like, Luminous and Expelliarmus, Inferno. Like, I got a bunch of these spells. And I've only just started the game. I know there's a bunch more to come. And then you got, like, potions and other things you can work with, like plants that kind of attack things. I haven't used the plants to actually attack things yet, but I got a bunch of them that I can use. I just forget that I have them and I can use them. And you're doing all these, like, side quests, and then there's main quests, and I like that too. In Toontown, it's also kind of like that, because you got, like, main things that you want to do, and then you got these, like, little side quests that you can do. Some of them are just for fun, like, it can be a big toon, a little toon, an invisible toon, things like that. I usually go for main stuff. I want to get all the main stuff done. And in Hogwarts Legacy, I'm, like, all over the place. I'm like, I'll do a side quest. You want me to help with this? I'll help you with that. Why not? So I'm, like, over here, I'm over there, I'm up here. And the map is ginormous. I'm, like, so baffled how big this map is. And I got lost at points because the map's like, go this way. And then you start going that way, and it's like, no, go this way. And you're like, well, which way am I supposed to go? And then I just had to follow my instincts, and finally I got there, which was good because it was a main part of the game. And I really needed to get there. It's like the dueling people. I'm like, I need to figure it out because I need this for 2 different quests. But I figured it out, so it's fine. But it was really fun. You can, like, customize your look. Right now I have, like, a scary mask on because it ups my defense. And I was like, I like upping my defense. Why not? So we'll see where the game takes me and how much I get done. But so far, so good. And I say it's, like, really cinematic because, like, I didn't realize it at first. I mean, I thought it was, but I didn't have my volume on because I was out. And then when I got home and I was playing it, I was like, oh, I should have been playing it, being able to hear this whole thing. Because everybody's, like, talking, and they have cutscenes all the time. And even when you don't have cutscenes, you're walking by people, they're talking to you. And you're getting a whole, like, movie out of this thing. I wonder if anybody's, like, put together, like, a compilation of everything. But it is really cool. And I do like playing it on the Switch. I think sometimes those kind of games, people don't think that they're the best on, like, a handheld. And I typically play my Switch handheld. I prefer it that way. I don't know why. I'm a little strange with that kind of stuff. I also like to watch YouTube videos on my phone instead of, like, on the TV, even though I have a whole TV that's not doing anything. And my husband thinks I'm weird for that. So it is what it is. But I just like the handheld feature. And it plays really well. Now, another game I'm looking at getting is Civ 7. Now, I played Civ 5 on my computer, and I really enjoy Civ 5. And you can get into some games, man. And they came out with Civ 7, and I was like, I kind of want this. But the other thing with that is, like, it's expensive, and I know there's some glitches. I don't know if they patched everything yet. But I'm like, oh, looks like a decent game. I mean, like, it's just Civ. It's just more of Civ. But I'm like, should I get it for the Switch? My husband found some people on Reddit talking about it. But it seems like it's probably pretty decent. So I'm thinking about doing it. I was just worried about the controls with it. Seemed a little iffy on how the controls were going to be. But if you guys have any other game recommendations, let me know. I do have, like, old school games a lot, so, like, I got Spyro Collection. I got what is that? Crash Bandicoot. He's one of my favorites. And then I have, like, I have Roller Coaster Tycoon. I cannot play it on the Switch, though. I have it on my computer, too, and that one's easier to play with. The controls are just better. And then some more modern games, too. But game recommendations. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We got a longer one today. I know last week was short, but I had stuff to talk about today. I like gaming. I've always liked gaming. I've always liked handheld games too. Well, not a lie. I had the Game Boy, just regular Game Boy. Had the Game Boy Color. Had the Game Boy Advance. And then I jumped to... Did I have the Game Boy Advance SP? Yeah, I had the Game Boy Advance SP. And then I went to the 3DS. I didn't have the 2DS. I didn't have the DS. 3DS. And then I got a Nintendo Switch. They're my favorites. I do have a PS5. I've had all the PlayStations. But I really like Nintendo games a lot. But yeah, game recommendation. Okay, bye.